Excellent. Hello. I don't know if we can straighten that out. Doesn't matter. Good afternoon. I am your holistic nutrition practitioner. My name is Luca Simmons, and I'm drinking a little golden milky tea today. This is in celebration of launching the winter portion of Eating with the Seasons. Very exciting. I'll talk a little bit about it at the end of today's live, because it pertains to our main topic this month. Yes, it's not by accident. All right, first things first, we're diving into the stress response in the body all month long, and we're doing a different topic every Tuesday. Choking on the turmeric. We're doing a different topic every Tuesday and covering different aspects of what exactly is this stress response and how can nutrition be of service? Oh, in such a large way. How can what you eat 3 to 5 times a day not have an impact on how your body moves through stress and how it can respond when there is a stressor that shows up? And remember, when we're talking about stress, we're talking about internal stress as well as external stress. So I want you to think of internal stress as things like that low-grade chronic inflammation that I'm on about all the time. That can also come from digestion that's not working well. But it can also come from internal stress of mood or self-talk or the way that you see yourself and how you talk to yourself. There's also the external stress, right? Hi, being a human in 2020, how's that going for you? We're also talking about the external stress for people like me who are in the sandwich generation, where we're looking after our children and looking after parents or loved ones who are gaining in age. We can also talk about the stress of how's the economy going and how is that impacting your family? How are you going to pay the mortgage this month? How are you going to make those car payments? All of those outside stressors, hi Eleanor, all of these stressors together all have an impact on how your body's going to move through the day. And so to be clear, any of the stuff we're talking about today doesn't give you any guarantees. We're not healing anything. This is really just general information of stuff that can be of service to you if you want to start looking to your kitchen and what you put on the table every day to bring you those benefits to help you better move through stress response. Okay. So here's the deal. Stress creates the need for more nutrients. Every time your body goes into a stress response, your body actually needs more nutrients. So think of this, every time this whole response is triggered in the body, there's neurotransmitters that are built. There are hormones that are released in response to that cry for help. And all of these different things call on different bodily processes to happen. Those bodily processes need ingredients. It's like a recipe. If you don't have the ingredients for those recipes just don't happen. You can't just swap out vitamin B6 with vitamin B8 in a biochemical reaction in the body. Nope, doesn't work. If you need a vitamin B9 specifically for a specific reaction of a neurotransmitter converting, then if you don't have that B9 in the usable form, then you can't make that conversion. And now you start to, it's like a cog in the wheel, kind of starts to slow you down. So understanding all of this, those people who are going through stress, whether it is internal stress or external stress, you need more nutrient density than your super chilled out friend. What does that mean? Well, you need more nutrients in your food. Here's the catch-22 though. So sorry friends, 2020, the way that we garden, harvest, agricultural practices, farming practices has changed the nutrient content of our foods. For example, I usually use this as an example. Your grandmother 2 generations ago, if she would have wanted some vitamin C, she would have sat down and had an orange and had about 80% of her vitamin C for that day. Now fast forward to 2020, if you want the same amount of vitamin C, you now have to eat 8 oranges to get the same amount that your grandmother did from her 1 orange. That's the kind of snafu that's going on, and that's partially why we're having such a hard time responding to this stress response. So let's get into it. I'm focusing on 3 nutrients today. One is aimed at the adrenals, one is aimed at, we'll call it the stress management technique, and then mood supporting, because those are 3 different aspects of internal, external stress and where we need that nourishment to help us get through. So first things first, adrenals. Yeah, obvious? Your adrenals are very keenly involved in the stress response, whether it's an internal stress or an external stress. The adrenals are one of the first guys to be called in to help you get through the moment. It's called fight or flight. This whole system is tripped by your pituitary and your hypothalamus in your brain. And then they call on the adrenals to come to the rescue and do a whole bunch of different things. So in order for your adrenals to get that work done, they need a lot of B vitamins specifically. So B vitamins are usually quite depleted when there's a lot of stress going on. And to be clear, again, that stress we're talking can be that slow grade inflammation or external stress from life. So every time your body goes into that stress mode, you need even more B vitamins. So it would bear to witness that it would be really brilliant to add B vitamin or B rich foods to your regimen. Guess how you do that? Oh, real food. Specific ones, Luca. Oh, okay. All right. If you want. Liver, my fave. Absolutely. Meats. They will have a better and more bioavailable versions of B vitamins than any other plant food out there. But you can get many of them from plant foods too. So here we're looking at nutritional yeast, super high B vitamins. You can also add in bee pollen. Bee pollen is amazing. And most plant foods will carry B vitamins. Therefore, please eat some plant foods and liver if you're into it. Excellent. Good idea. Now, the second nutrient we want to get into, I'm going to call it the stress management technique. This is a nutrient for, hi, Belinda. This is a nutrient that you need for this stress response. This is going to raise hackles in people. Don't get mad when I say this. Carbohydrates. I know, but Luca, everyone is on about the low carb thing. Are they? Are you listening to them? How's it working out for you? Do you love these dietary fads and trends? I think there is some really good benefits in certainly changing the types of carbohydrates you've got in your regimens every day. And some people, if you're reacting to food, it can add to the internal stress. So taking those foods out for sure can be a helper. However, completely lacking in carbohydrates in your diet can now start to actually require your body to turn on that fight or flight mode. If you're running out of carbohydrates and you can't quite get that balance of producing and having those stores of glycogen or stored glucose, that's the way it's stored in the body. If you can't have access to them and you don't have enough, unless you are actually in ketosis, your body is going to pretend there's a saber-toothed tiger in your room and you're going to have a panic attack. You are going to jump to conclusions, make mountains out of molehills, or reach for a cup of coffee or the Mars bar in your desk drawer. And good work. Do you know why it's so hard to resist those when you're in a stress mode? Because you are hardwired to want them. Because that hit of sugar now provides you with some fuel to run out of harm's way. Your body is perceiving that there's a saber-toothed tiger creeping up on you. Your body wants you to live. Do you know what it needs to get out of harm's way? It needs fuel so you can run like the Dickens. Where is that quick access fuel? It's not going to be in liver. As much as I love liver, that's not where it's going to be. It's going to be stored in carbohydrates. Because sugar is the main source of fuel for every cell of your body, unless you're in ketosis. So for the majority of people, carbohydrates is a very important macronutrient to include on a daily basis, especially at breakfast, to help regulate that stress management in the body. This is to help regulate your blood sugars and the release of cortisol. Because that's what happens if you run out of carbohydrates and run out of that fuel, your body kicks on the stress response so that the adrenals release something called cortisol, and cortisol goes through, courses around, finds all of the sugar that is stored in the liver and between muscle tissues, pulls them out. That's now in circulation. The pancreas now also made insulin so that insulin can go scoop up the sugar, knock on the cell wall door and go, I got some fuel for you, open up. And then the cell opens up, in goes, that's the sound it makes. In goes the carbohydrate to the cell so that she can have the fuel. So now you can run and not get eaten by the saber-toothed tiger. How brilliant of a mechanism that we developed is that. Whips 2020. No saber-toothed tigers really, but a whole lot more stressors that induce that very, very same reaction. When this was first developed millions of years ago, thousands of years ago, long time ago, you didn't have saber-toothed tigers everywhere. Now you do. You kind of do. Like being human in 2020 feels like there are saber-toothed tigers at every turn. So that's one of the things. In order to get the fuel to make it through a stress response, providing your body with some of those carbohydrates can actually be of service and help internally reduce the call to turn on that stress response. Crazy, but true. Okay. Number 3, let's talk about mood supporting. What's a nutrient that we need for mood support, Luca? Yeah, would you not say when there is stress, be it that internal stress or external stress, there's a whole lot of mood stuff and brain stuff that's involved in that response. So let's talk about my absolute favorite nutrient to help support balanced moods. Okay, there's about 87,000 nutrients that are really great, but there is one that shines in particular. Magnesium. Magnesium is the calming nutrients, the calming mineral. It is where you have calcium to get the nerve impulses going, or a heart muscle, or your muscle tissues to contract. Then you need magnesium to let it relax. So calcium and magnesium work in tandem, right? So think of that. Magnesium helps to relax the brain. It's the original chill pill, I call it. And magnesium is one of those really super necessary minerals that we need that happens to be, like those B vitamins I talked about, quite depleted in the picture of someone who is dealing with a lot of stress, be it internal inflammation or external stress of working a job, working 40, 50, 60 hours and raising a family and having a clean house because family members are coming over soon. Yeah, all of the above. Again, being human in 2020. So magnesium, you need it for the production of chemicals in the brain that your body makes when there's a stress response going on. There's neurotransmitters involved and hormones. And to make all of this happen, you need magnesium as one of those ingredients in the recipe to get poop done at the brain level. Do you see how I almost swore? Yeah, I didn't. Do you like that? So neurotransmitters need magnesium for the formulation of these biochemicals that you need for your brain. So where do you find magnesium? Oh, in real food. All of it, pretty much. Highest amounts, sure. Plant foods. Yep, absolutely. Dark leafy greens. Anywhere you have green in a vegetable, you will have magnesium in it. So we're counting in there chlorella. We're talking seaweed. We're talking fresh herbs and sprouts. We're talking spinach, kale, chard, collard greens. Yeah, all of the greens. They will be a really brilliant ally in providing your body with some of those magnesium minerals that you need for the stress response. Other places, cacao, one of my favorite spots. Build in cacao butter into your daily regimen and you will start providing your body with some of those nutrients. Nuts and seeds, all of them, all whole grains, anything that's a seed with a potential of becoming a plant would have mineral in it. So whole grains, nuts and seeds. You know where else you'll find it? Meat stock. You'll kind of find magnesium in a lot of different spots. So how do you attain all of this? You eat real food. How do you eat real food? Well, you just make the real food you're eating count. More often than not, can you reach for home-cooked simple meals? We're talking sauteed spinach with garlic for dinner with, if you're going to be able to stomach it, cook up some onions with the liver and then put in some thyme to make it taste delicious. A splash of balsamic maybe at the end because you need a little something to spice it up or to tang it up. What if with that you had roasted sweet potatoes on the side? That to me is a brilliant stress response supportive meal. Liver with sweet potatoes and dark leafy greens cooked in ginger and garlic. What? I think you just won. So listen, if you are struggling with stress stuff, you can work with me one-on-one. I do help people move through stress a little bit easier. We also work on building that nutrient density and really actually targeting those organs that are really keenly felt or keenly feel that stress response. Also, eating with the seasons, just open the registration, and adrenals is actually what we're focusing on for the whole winter season. So if you want to join us, we're going to be talking about food ways to move through the season. Perfect time to focus on that stress response. If you want to find any of these details, they are available all at my website or here on Instagram, because this is going to be on Instagram eventually. It's going to be through the link in profile, but I will drop links below if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. In the meantime, if you can share this with anybody who would get benefit from it, I encourage you to do so. And if you have any questions, will you send me a message? Heck yeah. Look forward to giving you a hand up in making it through being a human in 2020. Thanks for checking it out. See you later. Bye.